Okay, we're back. Now I'm going to talk about decimal operations. Addition and subtraction are mostly the same. Division and multiplication are slightly different, so you have to mind the decimal point and the places after the decimal point in your answer. This is really just a review, but I know some people are a little shaky on decimals, so we're going into it anyway. If you know about decimal operations, that's all we're going into in this lesson, so you may want to skip it. Multiplying decimals. You multiply everything. You count the places after the decimals, and then you move the decimals in the product, that's the answer, that number of places. So let's look at some questions. These are some problems having to do with multiplying decimals. So if we look at 60.6 times 0.9, we get one place after the decimal for 60.6, because 0.6, that's one place after the decimal. 0.9, the 9 is one place after the decimal. So between the two of them, that's a total of two places after the decimal. So we multiply everything out without regard to that. We come up with 5454. And we had two places after the decimal, so from the right, we go over two places, and we get 54.54. The next one, 8.037 times 2.6. We have three places after the decimal for 8.037. We have one place after the decimal for 2.6. Multiply it all out. Remember those four places after the decimal, so we go back and those four places, and it comes up with 20.8962. Last one we'll go over, 110.7 times 4.2. Same thing, we have those two places after the decimal. We multiply it out, get 464.94. We go back two places from the right, get 464.94. And there's another one you could try on your own if you like. I'll give you 1 second to jot that down. Okay, next slide. Dividing decimals. When dividing decimals, you move over the decimal place in the divisor, the same as the dividend. The divisor is the number you divide by. The dividend is the number being divided into. So 6.4 divided by 0.4 is the same as 64 divided by 4. So we look over, it says 0.4 divided into 6.4. What I do is I shift over that decimal point on the divisor, 0.4, turning it into 4. I'm moving it over to the right. And then I also move the decimal point over to the right with 6.4. So it's now 4 divided into 64. Okay, I know this is a little tricky at first, but you'll get the hang of it. So you only shift the decimal point if the divisor, the number you're dividing by, in that case 0.4, is a decimal number, not the dividend, the number you're being divided into. Okay, so if we had 3 into 99.76, you're not doing anything. So again, just to look at that, a reminder of the hundreds, tens, ones, tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. All these places are related to each other. When we add decimals, we carry the overage to the next column. So that's anything. When you hit 10, it goes over a column. So 1.9 plus 0.2 equals 2.1. It adds up to 10 or greater than 10, the 0.9 and 0.1. So that goes over to the ones column. It's the same thing as 19 plus 2, which is 21, except we're going over a column to the right. You see? If we look at that, we're over a column to the right. Okay, that's the only difference. I want to reinforce that relationship, that moving over to the right has the effect of, to the right or the left has the effect of multiplying or dividing by 10. Subtracting decimals. You can borrow from the ones like you can the tens. So we see a basic example of borrowing on the right-hand side of this slide. 728 minus 51. 8 minus 1, no problem. 7. 2 minus 5. You can't do that because 2 is less than 5. So we borrow from the 6, which is in the hundreds column. And we add the 10 to the 12. So we come up with 12 minus 5 is 7. And then we have the 6, we bring down the 6. Same thing. Say we were doing 96 minus 37. we'd go, oh, okay, 6 is less than 7. I can't do that. So I'm going to borrow from the 9. I have 8. And then we wind up with 59. You do the same thing with decimals. So 9.6 minus 3.7, that 0.6, that 6 is less than 7. So we borrow from the 9. That's in the ones column, not the tens column. That turns into 8. And then we wind up with 5.9 instead of 59. Again, same thing. If we did that over on the example to our right, it would be something like 72.8 minus 5.1. And then we come up with 67.7 instead of 677. Again, visualize these relationships. Okay, and that's it for this video. I'll see you next time.